I'm skin rolling. I might need someone to turn on that light actually, sorry, the one closest to me. Because we want to be able to see what's happening with the skin. And what we're looking for is for that skin to roll evenly between our thumb and index finger. And we're looking out for adhesions or little bits. Come around, if you get just in the right light, you can see a bit that's not quite rolling like the rest of it. None of you are close enough to see. Come on, don't be shy. I don't smell, I don't bite. So there's a bit just in the middle there. As we roll through it, it's a little bit kind of restricted. And that's one of the areas that we look to treat. And the way we treat that is just to continue to roll the skin. And as we get up into the upper back, it becomes less pliable, which is completely normal. And also, you can see it's kind of thinning out a bit. Frankie's not got much body fat on her at all, but the closer we get to the midsection, the more body fat you're going to get. And the superficial fascia is the layer that stores the fat. So just keep that in mind. So the more body fat you carry, and the more difficult it is going to be to work with the fascia. The leaner you are, the easier. And we're just working through there. What's the big chunk of connective tissue, the fascia of the lower back? Anybody remember? Thoracolumbar fascia. Yeah, so the thorax into the lumbar spine. You can see that erythema there already. So we know we've got a big chunk of fascia there. We can work through that, and we don't just have to stick to the one direction. We can work into the opposite direction, and that might highlight some other areas of restriction. How's that feeling so far, Frankie? Keeping in mind we haven't got any.
Actually feels that nice.
Okay, and we've got no lotion on there as well. And I'm not kind of rubbing the fingers over the skin too much at this stage. We're just kind of passing it through and rolling through it. And if we get to that point of restriction where things about there's a few things that we can do. We can keep on rolling through. We can give a light tug just away from the spine. Just keep in communication with them the whole time. Make sure it's not too uncomfortable. Just keep on working through. And this will eventually end up becoming the deep tissue massage, actually getting into the erectors. But we're going to leave that for now because it's a bit of erythema. The great thing about skin rolling is that you can work over the superficial bony parts. So IT band on some people works great. Ribs, it's fantastic. Abdomen, also good. So it's treatment. It should feel nice. Some people won't like it at all. Others a bit more. But we're looking for those restrictions. I've still got no lotion. It feels doable, but I'm going to need some soon. So the tiniest amount of lotion, just a bit. Touch more, but not too much. You can always add, but it's difficult to remove. And then we can make it a bit more continuous. As we work up. And what I'm doing is just feeding that skin and the fascia into the thumbs as they plough through. And then back. And begin again. There's a little bit there just at the top of the yin yang. So I think by working through that, we can release a bit of that.
Might be a stupid question. What is the restriction within the fascia? Just tightness and...
It's usually dehydration / adhesion. So for whatever reason that fascia's not moving well, it's, as we saw in the video, there's all these different points of connection. And some of those are just not quite as mobile as they should be. So by moving them, getting fluid into them, we're able to loosen them up. And you should find that someone who starts off very restricted, by the end of the treatment, things should be moving a bit better. So we don't have to do the whole walkie-walkie with the thumbs. We can go keep our position with the fingers and work the thumbs through like that. And as we get down towards the waistline, it's going to be a little bit more difficult, but we have got fascia everywhere. So I'd encourage you just to try it in different places, see what works well, see what doesn't. I want to make sure that we work in all directions as well. So work back down towards the waist. A little bit more difficult. Trying to keep those thumbs pushing through. Still feeling okay, Frankie?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so that's skin rolling.